The Psycho Rangers, one of the most iconic villain groups of all of Power Rangers, facing off against multiple teams of Rangers, and one of the many few that have even killed a Power Ranger. This group of menaces is so wild we've already had to make 2 videos on them, and today we are doing the 3rd and final one, as I introduce to you the 6th member of the Psycho Ranger, one more evil than them and one that killed 2 groups of Rangers by himself, known as Psycho Green. But first, a special shout out to my boy Eric, aka EJ. I heard you and your fam love watching our videos together, and I wanted to say to you and all the other people that have watched me this year, I truly do appreciate you. And I hope this video was worth the wait. So we start this off by going back, and I mean way back, before the Disney era, before Rangers in Space, even before Mighty Morphin Rangers, as we meet a group of Rangers that outdate the ones that we know, on a planet known as Xybria, as we will be following the Supersonic Rangers. And oh boy, if you are a Super Sentai fan, I know you getting hype right now, as this group of Rangers is straight up a nod to 5 Men, a Sentai series that did not get adapted into America, and predated the Mighty Morphin Rangers that we know. You know, I respect the representation. And another cool nod back, as we see the Rangers had just finished up a mission that they're all the same race as Trip from Time Force, meaning they all have their own little special powers, with the Red Ranger able to see the future and him telling his team after finishing the mission, I've checked the future. There's nothing to worry about. But as the team heads back to base to debrief and talks about their next plan, and while the group is discussing, we can see one character in particular sitting in the back, not truly participating with the team. And this green-haired character is known as Trek, the Sonic Green Ranger, who's very displeased with the team right now as he feels underappreciated. And this fact would be enforced as the Red Ranger tells him, "Team, you're gonna follow me. Trek, stay on the ship."
Stay in the ship and do nothing. Again. Got it. How about I lead the team and you stay on the ship this time?
And this starts a fight between him and the Red Sonic Ranger. And bros, if you ever watch Power Rangers a day in your life, you know the person that be thinking like this, the most vulnerable to be manipulated by the villain. I'm just saying. Boys got foresight, but they didn't see this coming, huh? But an argument between the two pursues, and the Pink Sonic Ranger has to step in and tell them, we have more important things to do, people to save. So Trek and the team go their separate ways on the mission. But Trek tries to tell Star to wait and not to go on the mission, almost like he had inside knowledge of what was to come. He tries to confess that he loves her to get her to stay, but she was not listening to him, feeling like she didn't even know who he was anymore. So he let her go, knowing what was to come and what was to happen next. Trek couldn't even look at what he was about to do. As the Rangers ran into the building, Trek looked away, and then the building the Rangers had just went in exploded, destroying everything. Trek runs out of the ship, seeing the dead bodies of his comrades, and goes to the woman he loves, telling her, "I'm sorry, Star, but you made your choice." Trek hears a cough. Someone is alive, and it happened to be their leader, the Sonic Red Ranger, pleading to Trek that they need help to save everybody. And this is where Trek revealed that this was his plan all along. He had been working with the evil entity known as Dark Specter to sabotage and kill his own teammates and friends, reverse engineering their morphers and their powers so he could trick the Red Ranger into his future sight. That way he could never see none of this coming. Trek, you did this? But why?
Oh, spare me. You never saw me as part of this team. None of you did.
I know we're not friends, but I've never hated you.
Gosh, you're certainly a lot nicer to me when you're dying. I should have blown you up months ago. You all were a bunch of self-righteous hypocrites. You Power Rangers deserve to burn, and I'll be the one to light the flame for any team that comes after.
Red Ranger tells him while clinging on to life, "I won't let you win. I'll stop you. I swear it." Trek, hovering on top of him, tells him,
"Oh, you will. Look into your future, Ace. Tell me what you see."
Red Ranger activates his foresight, and shock runs across his face while he cries and mutters, I see nothing." That hit cold. I was not expecting that in a Power Ranger comic. I'll let you know that now. Boy really told man to look in the future to see a game over screen. That is diabolical. But after Trek betrays his team, he dashes over to his master, Dark Specter, letting him know the deed is done. Oh, and Dark Specter was pleased by this. He like, "Yo, bro, you really effed up in the head. I ain't gonna hold you. I might be the Specter of Darkness, but boy, you are heartless. I like you." And with that, Dark Specter made wreck his champion and starts to surround him with insidious green aura, transforming him into the monster he is, corrupting his morpher, turning him into the first Psycho Ranger, known as Psycho Green. Now Dark Specter, with a Ranger on his side, sends Green Psycho on his first mission to retrieve a stolen power coin from Rita Repulsa, who is still in her tomb on the moon. So Psycho Green, without any hesitation, makes his way over there. Now fast forward to 1969. The iconic Woodstock Festival, the premiere of Sesame Street, and as well when America faked the moon landing. Just imagine if I just threw that in there. But fast forward to 1969, America just landed on the moon and the world is in celebration. But the fun times were going to be cut short for some, as Green Psycho was burrowing towards the moon to reach Rita Repulsa. At the same time, Zordon and Alpha 5 are signaled that Psycho Green is on the way there, and they know they need to send their team of Rangers to stop him. Only thing is, however, Zordon hasn't made his team of Rangers just yet. See, this is decades before the Mighty Morphin team that we know came to be, so Zordon had to scramble and make a team up on the spot. This is an interesting conundrum to see Zordon in and see what his thought process was before the Mighty Morphin, because instead of getting a group of Rangers or a group of people that knew each other, he just decided to get anyone that fit the bill the best from all over the world, who might not even speak the same language as each other, and just throw them into combat, which he does. And I'm just wondering what my man's criteria was. Like, tell me if one of these things kind of don't match. So you have Trina, who's a Vietnam War veteran, then you have Nikolai, who's a KGB intelligence analyst, and you have Jamie, the British singer-songwriter. Like, I don't know, Zordon. I feel like you could have cooked on that pick a little more. I don't know. So imagine the shock of the Rangers being zapped from where they were to a place they don't know, talking to a big floating head and a robot, being told the world is in imminent danger and they need to become something called the Power Rangers, and then be zapped to the moon all in the course of 5 minutes. Yeah, that's a disaster waiting to happen. I'm just saying. But I do have to say that the 1969 Rangers do look clean, being one of the few times we get a red female Ranger, and actually the first time of getting a pink male Ranger, even though he might have not liked the color choice. Pink? Really? Now, Zordon must have thought this was funny to have my boy looking like Cameron and sapped him up to the moon. Didn't even let him swap the fit. But while the Rangers are up there, they're in awe in the sight that they're seeing, still taking in what just happened to him in the course of a few moments. But with them arguing with each other and being distracted, they did not notice the big threat behind them, as Green Psycho, looking over them, says, "Rangers," attacking the black and blue Rangers. And I ain't gonna lie, my man was saucing them just a little bit. Had him flying across the screen like a DBZ character, telling the Rangers straight up,
You should have told Zordon no.
And the Blue Russian Ranger takes this opportunity to stab him in the back and tell him, "Trust me, we would have declined, but you were kind of threatening the world, so we had no real choice in the matter." Trek, in retaliation to the Blue Rangers, puts his boot straight into my man's chest and had him flying off like a Team Rocket member. Thank goodness Grace, the Red Ranger, was able to intercept my man before he went flying off forever. And this is where things go from bad to worse, as Psycho Green shows us how diabolical he truly is. As Psycho Green decides to show off his strength and lift a humongous boulder over his head on top of the Black Ranger, who is begging for her life. "Please, please don't do it." All Trek says is,
Please what?
and slams the boulder onto Jamie, killing her. "Oh no, they've been on the mission for 5 minutes and they already lost a Ranger run." Oh, but the pink and yellow Ranger done thought they was gonna change something, just for Green Psycho to get another body under his belt as he goes and busts the pink Ranger's visor, having him suffocating and dying in space from the lack of oxygen. Oh no, I ain't never seen nothing like this in Power Rangers before. I would have abort mission. Zordon, you failed. Oh no, Zordon might actually be the villain of the story. The Rangers at this moment are truly realizing they're in over their head and know that they have to put it into him now or never. So while Trek's attention was focused on Rita Repulsa's tomb, they put their remaining weapons together to form their blaster to try to eradicate him. And when they think they succeeded, they hear rumbling in the distance. Green flames, as the Psycho Green had revealed his true monstrous form. Okay, this is bad. The Rangers don't even have their Zords yet. They've only been Rangers for mere moments. How are they supposed to face off against an enlarger on the moon? Luckily, they see the castle that Rita uses as her outpost and see that it's equipped with artillery. And the Blue Russian Ranger knows that he has to make every shot count and tries to go and make the ultimate sacrifice by going head on first against this behemoth, just to get swallowed whole. And the other two Rangers were in total disbelief, thinking this was going to be the end of the world. But while the Blue Ranger was in the belly of the beast, he left a charge from the cannon go off inside of him, eradicating him. The mission may have been completed, but at what cost? The remaining Rangers went back down to Earth to tell Zordon off, saying that he let them go unprepared. And Zordon's really only response to this is, "Sorry, my bad. It was an emergency. You forgive me?" And Grace tells him off like, "You're lucky we're probably going to be able to do good and fix the world with these powers, or else I would be truly pissed." But Zordon looks at Alpha 5 befuddled and says to the Rangers, "We must have had a miscommunication. You ain't staying, Rangers. I'ma need that right back." Oh, what the disrespect? Nah, Zordon's messed up, bro. He really just ripped these people from their home living, risked their lives to save the world, and just gave them the boot. Bro, I would be so pissed. And that's where we thought the end of Psycho Green would be, until boom, boom, boom. Yeah, he jumps out the moon like a horror movie villain, which is pretty on brand for the Psycho Rangers. He had actually survived the fight with the 1969 Rangers, and I think because of his connection to the morphing grid and Dark Specter, was able to recuperate, giving a couple decades. As when he finally arrives, the time period he showed up in was somewhere between the ending of In Space and Lost Galaxy. So his adoptive father would have passed, and he would really want revenge, but how would he do it by himself? Luckily, he had a team of Rangers that were
faster than you, smarter than you,
Stronger than you. But we're evil.
we're the Psycho Rangers.
So to Trek, he had a whole new family of brothers and sisters that would do his bidding. So he went and found the data cards that the Psycho Rangers were embedded on and reprogrammed them to be more loyal to each other and to himself. Well, not just himself, it was really anyone who was known as the child of Dark Specter, which would be him and Astronema, who he looks as his sister, and now the Psycho Rangers are their kids. Yeah, when you hear the Psycho Rangers say mommy, mother, mama, it's a little unsettling. Which was something that wasn't planned, and Trek was down bad, feeling sidelined again as they bonded more with her than him. Talk about a plan backfiring. And man not wanting to be an outcast again in his own group of Rangers, wants to reprogram Astronema back to being evil. But the Psycho Rangers weren't going to let that happen, as they loved her just the way she was and decided to give my boy the beats, thus making him an outcast and imprison him once again. And I just have to say, the irony of all this is hilarious. That he went and killed his original friend group in Rangers because he felt like an outcast, and then became evil, and then found a new group of Rangers that were just as evil as him and still ended up being an outcast. But I do have to say, it is really interesting to see a actual normal Ranger going into this scent of madness. We don't get to see that much, and it was kind of fun getting to see it with a Psycho Ranger as well too, and getting to learn more about them. And if it wasn't clear for Trek having to fight the Psycho Rangers, it's because he was so evil, such a horrible person, that he turned the Psycho Rangers, one of the most diabolical teams in all of Power Rangers, into good guys. Yeah, I never thought I would see the day, but I do find it so interesting in this comic to see this team that is usually notable just for fighting the Rangers, just having only hatred in their hearts, and them to actually come together, stand up for themselves, and work as a team to fight against Trek, and wanting more for themselves in a whole, not just to be the guys who fight the Rangers all the time. And I find this such an interesting way to end this saga off, as we have seen this team be born out of hatred, cause problems for so many Rangers, even killing one, to them wanting to be a team and a family of their own. And I just find that so amazing, and kind of why I love Power Rangers. You never know what to expect. If you want me to talk about any other comic stories, Power Ranger or otherwise, let me know down below if you enjoyed this type of video. There's one more Ranger one that I've been wanting to cover for so long, but I don't want to do it any injustice. So if you did like this, please like and subscribe and comment down below. And if I see that y'all truly like this, I got y'all. But if you want more Psycho Rangers as well, you can go watch my videos on them. Until then, what's poppin', it's Shaman. Peace.